Okay, this is a follow-up on this cylinder. The previous video, you saw that my test bench was having a problem starting, and what it was is the air being pushed back into the system caused an airlock on the compensator, and so I took the compensator off, and then it started right up. Basically what happened is this lot of air is being pushed back, it goes in the tank, and then it gets sucked into the pump, and there's a little Vickers piston pump on this unit. So I got that all straightened out, started. It was creating an airlock, and so it didn't want to start, and it was popping the breaker, and that's happened before. This test bench is about, I'd say, over 30 years old. I built this about 30 years ago, and it takes a beating. And I've changed a dozen pumps on it. It just gets hammered because it's getting a lot of abuse. So that's why. So we're back at it. So I'm going to do it one more time, just as a follow-up. We're going to try to get all this air out. So I'm going to take this out, make sure this air's out, open the bleeder up again. Now back to that air thing. You put this on, your truck, and it creates a problem. And I said they put these cylinders, they just start it right up with a big air pocket in there, and then cylinders go all the way out, and it slams the air, it compresses everything, and rolls the seals, and causes all kinds of problems with pumps. You get into these compensated pumps and pressure compensated pumps, and it gets in the ports, and it causes havoc in there. Air is not good for hydraulic systems. So, okay, we got the bleeder open. Okay, I see it bubbling out. I'm gonna turn the flow down. It's moving a little bit, but it's also pushing the. See a lot of air coming out of there still. Work on that, and then I'll shut it off. See it coming out. Now I'm going to do this a bunch more times, and I'm not going to sit here and run a 20-minute video on it. I'm just going to show you one more time how I'm getting air out. Okay, turn up the flow. We're going to push it out. Now, I know the seals are good, but because I put them in there, but you just want to check everything. Double check your work. When you get a bunch of guys working in the shop, we have a checklist, and we make multiple guys double check the other guy's work and check it off to eliminate any comebacks. We're doing a lot of different things, and you got to watch that because, okay, so there it is, it's out. I'll pressurize it. I'll turn the pressure up a little bit, about 2,000 psi. Okay. Crank it up a little bit. Just double check. Wipe all this grease off the rods. These rods are real clean. Now I don't know why this failed, because two of them failed, and they're both pretty much new cylinders, and you saw how it rolled the seals in there, and I repacked them. Now that could have been because I put it on there, just slammed it open full pressure, and compressed those seals in it. It screwed them up in there, and then it probably didn't start leaking right away, but after so many cycles it started leaking, and you saw how the seals were. Okay, so this time, okay, I'm gonna turn it off again, because when I shift the valve, I don't want it coming out. I want to push it back. Okay, I'm gonna relieve the pressure, and we're gonna use this winch. So this is a little cheap winch. We use these, and we'll pull it back in. Oops. You want to be careful. These damn things can be dangerous. Never trust chain or any of this. Always wear your safety glasses. Stand back when you're doing it. And just bump it in. You don't want to hammer on it and then something breaks. Let it push through the hydraulic. You know, you got to go through the valve and it pushes it right back in the tank. So this just give you an example how it's done. We're going to do this a few more times off camera. I mean, there's, you know, you're not, you know, we don't do these all the time, but this particular one, stage cylinders are hard. You know, they leak a lot. And, you know, you get them, they're all beat up and rusted and all this. So it's hard to, all you can do is repack them or get a new one. Now, these particular cylinders, I would, you know, guess that they're $2,500, $3,000 a piece. So, you know, and then I looked at them and they were fairly new. So it's like, well, you know, we can buy a seal kit and the labor, and, you know, if they're $3,000 each, that's $6,000 to put them on a truck. And we could, you know, by the time you get the kit and this, the labor and all this and the testing, you know, you could do them for $500 a piece. You know, you're saving the company a lot of money because it's still a brand new cylinder. Normally, I don't like to do stage cylinders because there are a lot of comebacks on them, but these rods are clean, and I know why, what happened there. The seals were bad, and so we just repack them. I mean, you might have another way to test it, but this, you know, you got to be cost effective when you're doing this stuff. You know, you could get where you pull all these stages out and you put them on the sander, on the lathe, and you polish them and all that. Well, is it worth it? You know, that's you got to see if it's cost effective to do it. It's a matter of experience, really. And if you have your mechanics, you know, you're paying them to do all the work. You want them spending 8 hours working on something like this? I mean, you know, you got to be able to do them to make it make sense, rather than spending 8 hours and then having a screw up on it. So you burned all that labor up in the kit and all that. But certainly if you know, somebody has their own place or their own business, a trucking business or something like that, and you got a mechanic on staff, you can have him repack the cylinders and end up saving you some money. Definitely. You know, $1,000 versus $6,000. That's how you have to look at this. And you know, if you can't find the seal kit, I can get you seal kits or mat seals for you. We sell seals. You can contact me on that. Okay, we have a whole container full of seals. You can kind of see here this how it's working. So I'll do this a few more times. Just want to give you a follow-up on why the test bench shut down, and it may do it again because I just pushed this in, but it's get that entrained air, it gets in the tank and then it gets in that little compensator unit and it locks it up. And I know that because it's happened before to me. So there you go on that. I'm going to end this video now and we're going to move on to something else. try to show you some different things. Stand by.